welcome to a special edition of Orchid Obsessions, and this time I am talking about Coilostylis. Coilostylis used to be in Epidendrum, and some of the species in Coilostylis, some of them used to, well, one of them in particular used to be Cattleya. Let me get to it. Before I get to it, let me explain the concept of what I mean by orchid obsession. And what I mean is beyond the concept of orchids, just the fascination, noticing the beauty, walking in the grocery store and smiling at the phalaenopsis, even if it's blue. Every time, that's an obsession to having to collect each and every one of the ones that you like, or being attached to the memory attached to something related to orchids that you depend on for your sanity. There's many levels to orchids, and so I am just briefly trying to explain some of mine because it is very deep and it is rooted in my soul, because it's all very subjective and personalized. So let me quit talking. I just wanted to explain what this is about. I think I did one before on Laturias, because you know that is another obsession. This one is on Coilostylis, formerly Epidendrum. Epidendrum coilostylis is one that actually used to be in Cattleya. There's Falcata, Orchid, and Parkinsonianum. Okay? So we know I just did that with the ninja on Parkinsonianum. Did I thank the ninja for inviting me to do that collab? And also, did I mention, if I didn't, I'm going to mention it again. She's the only one that I've ever known who I have ever seen, had the pleasure, or the honor, having them all bloom at the same time together, featured. That's a trifecta. So anyway, Parkinsonianum, we all know that. Mexico, grows in shade, mixed forest, water when flowering, diminished once growth has reached maturity. Parkinsonianum just finished blooming for me, as I just said. This is the plant, pendulous, thick leaves, short pseudobulbs, blooms from previous year's growths that mature over the winter. The next one that's on the list, this is a Falcata, Epidendrum falcata. You can see that it is very similar in growth habit to Parkinsonianum. And often these are confused until they flower. Falcata, I believe, is smaller, and I think it might have a little bit more of a fragrance to it. And it doesn't have the color contrast, it's just pure white. But that is a Falcata. Then, as I said, there is a Ciliare, and this is one of my Ciliares, which is just stagnant at the moment. And I have another one, which I am going to locate right now. And I believe this is it right here. Yes. Green, white blooms, and of course I will put pictures of all of these. And I am glad to be seeing some growths. It usually would be blooming about around this time of the year, as it says, winter into spring. But again, these have all been reclassified into Coilostylis. And while I'm talking about, there's my other, this is another Coilostylis over here. This is I think this is Orchid. No, it's Falcata. And this is a recovery. I actually have had this for several years, and you can see that after patience, I think it's on the road to getting to where it's going to actually do something. These really appreciate mounted because, as I said, they are, for the most part, pendant. Besides that one, ciliare is not pendant. That is the one that used to actually be in Cattleya. And I believe this right here is my Coilostylis Orchid. Just a baby. It's a seedling. I had a bigger plant last year, and I managed to get a cutting off of it before it died. It was on a mount, and it was just heck trying to repot it as a whole. But I did manage to get a little piece of it before it suffered, and hopefully those roots will become a little more active. And looks like an eye is swelling, but it is definitely recovering. But nonetheless, whatever size seedling specimen, if I don't have it, I have to have it. And hopefully I will get them all established so that they will be all blooming size. So those are the plants. As far as the culture, what separates these from a general culture of Epidendrum is that, like general Epidendrums, as they are growing, putting up their new growths, they like lots of water, they like heat, but I don't want to say heat. They like intermediate, preferably, but they can stand heat. In the summer, they like a lot less, almost dry, particularly towards the end of the winter. They can actually handle less humidity and less water. Generally, I supplement mostly with mounting, but prior to that period, they will get a sprinkling of water. You can really tell when they need it because those really thick and fleshy pseudobulbs will begin to wrinkle, and that is when as I always say, mind your poo, the plant will tell you what it wants and when it is not happy. So, and generally that is broadly in Coilostylis, that is the culture, even with ciliare, which is the one that used to be in Cattleya. It's the same growth habit, same culture. They like, let me see if it says it. Common, Mexico. Used to be in Cattleya. Does not produce a sheath. Flowers appear on a scape. Grow on rocks. Often in full sun. Should be grown with Cattleyas. Well, it doesn't say, but in my experience, these are the same as the others that I mentioned. Falcata, they like it drier after their growths have matured, and lessening even more drier towards the beginning, the ending of the winter into the spring. That is what initiates the blooms. Falcata, in particular, is more of a cooler grower, and I think Orchid is a cooler grower too. And honestly, Parkinsonianum is on the range where in nature it's on the slopes of the mountains, so it often gets cooler temps. But generally, like I say, it's mostly the change, the difference in the day to night. That is what kills them the most. That is what they get in nature, a wide range. As it said, they are often lithophytic and in full sun, so they're exposed to heat, but then at night it gets cold. Okay, so Falcatum, again, the high stems of the mountain range, as I was saying, grows on rocks. Variety of Parkinsonianum, light shade intermediate. Water heavily after flowering. Once growth has reached maturity, water only sparsely. Okay, so I wish I had a flower to show you, but I don't. All I have is a naked plant, but it's a beautiful naked plant nonetheless, and a muchly coveted orchid obsession in my book, and I know it's for many others as well. Hopefully I've enticed you to give them a try. They are certainly worth the extra care and effort. But thanks for watching, and enjoy your orchids. Bye.